This is the GV Podcast, a variety review podcast featuring two of the three idiots giving their thoughts on cartoons and anime. This is an opinion-based podcast, and there's no way we're saying our thoughts and opinions are objective. Keep this in mind and enjoy the show.
Mr. Chief, you mind telling me what you're doing on that wall? Sir, security camera.
What a way to start! Hello everybody, my name's Mayhem!
We started recording?
Jinzu, you have the best timing. I clicked start and you immediately played it.
Dude, I saw the meme and I was like, I want to listen to him say security camera again.
Security camera.
Sir, security camera.
I love that meme so much.
It's so good.
Hello everybody, my name's Mayhem.
I'm Jinsu.
I'm Duke.
And today we've got a very special order for us. We are recording this on the 29th of August. And in 2 days, we have something very special releasing on Netflix. Something very special that might dethrone Dragon Ball Evolution.
Something very shit. I mean,
I hope.
It might dethrone Dragon Ball Evolution as the worst live-action adaptation, also known as the live-action Netflix One Piece.
Holy
Series.
shit. It's actually being made. And it doesn't look awful, is the weird thing. Like, I've seen so many trailers, I've seen so many promotional stuff. It is weird how much care they are bringing into this. Like, it's the kind of thing where there are so many things where, like, oh, they're going to skip this. Oh, they're going to skip this. They haven't. Like, the number one thing that everybody thought that they would skip, right? Gaimon. Remember Gaimon in the chest?
yeah.
Treasure Island.
I don't think they're going to do it. But they're paying homage because one of the paintings in the Barati is of Gaimon's weird animal island.
Really?
Yeah. Like, you see Gaimon on the
It'll probably be like more
the
of like a
painting.
background detail, I think, like that. It probably won't. It probably, or it's literally like they're leaving the island
Also,
at the start of an episode.
somehow they also made the they were able to make the weird bear. What was it? It was a bear giraffe.
Oh god!
Actually, look less terrifying.
Oh,
By making it just an actual grizzly bear with giraffe patterns, which makes sense and somehow, when in live action, is less horrifying.
You know how mad people would be if this was ass?
How
here's
bad
the
the
thing.
world would be. Probably just as mad as they were with Dragon Ball Evolution.
yeah.
Here's the thing. This show, honestly, for me, is going to be kind of the moment, I'm assuming, for a lot of people, where this is essentially kind of like
The
what would
jump
be
in
an-
point.
what would be a good example of
Naruto.
one of the Marvel movies that came out recently. Just imagine one of the Marvel movies where the question going in, Ant-Man. I hate to say it. It's like the equivalent for Ant-Man of people going to Ant-Man, their first thought was, okay, if this is good, great. I'm happy. I'll be able to keep watching Marvel movies. If it's bad, I'm done. This could kill Netflix.
This will be probably one of the defining. The fact that Netflix is literally a 50-50. You're either going to get something amazing, Castlevania, the series, and all that kind of stuff, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, or you're going to get literal dog shit.
It's either or. That's
The live-action
unfortunate thing.
Cowboy Bebop.
Whoever the fuck produces these bad shows need to seriously like consider whoever the hell they're hiring.
Whoever's in charge of the
crazy.
people in charge of this needs to fire them of the people in the bad ones.
Have you heard what live actions Netflix is planning to do, by the way?
What?
Yu Yu Hakusho. Gundam.
What?
That I think might be interesting, I'll be honest.
Okay.
Another Death Note.
They're trying again.
Yeah, they're trying again. And there's a whole shit ton of live actions that they are planning to do. So it's like, okay, you know what? I will have trust in you if you can do this right.
If you can do One Piece.
If you can do One Piece live action right, then I'm astonished.
Because like the main things that we've been seeing from like the teaser images and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, and My Hero.
Oh god, live action My Hero. But the stuff that they've been showing off the effects and the costume design and all that kind of stuff. It's actually exactly what I was hoping for a live action One Piece. It's actually like, you know, whenever someone does a cosplay of a character in anime, they do it really well.
Yeah.
It is a lot of the stuff that I've been seeing from this is not the same quality as the cosplay stuff, because the cosplay stuff, they go for more form over function than like the person acting in it for 7 days constantly, like durability wise and all that kind of stuff. So it's like they I feel like this was the best balance between looking like how it looked in the show animated and so the actor can actually wear it.
This is going to be such an interesting thing to see, honestly. Like, when it comes down to this live action, there's so many things going into it that are going to be so interesting to see. One of the things that got me was, it was a promotional thing they put out of, like, it was the end of the trailer where they showed Alvida's wanted poster. And I was like, okay, that's cool. Here's the thing. It zoomed around and showed other wanted posters of pirates we've seen before. And the best part for me is they very carefully selected characters that you assumed we would never see in the live action. It was Foxy, it was Bellamy, and it was Cavendish.
Oh yeah.
That is a post-time skip character. That is a character that everyone skips in Foxy. And that is a character from an arc that is entirely skipped by people, being Bellamy.
Bellamy, yeah.
Right, in the Skype PR.
And
Also,
here they are in the live action.
Something great. Somebody pointed out the reason why they probably did Foxy is because they wanted to give people an example of why they did not do the eyebrows for Sanji or the nose for Usopp.
Yeah.
Because Foxy has both.
Oh,
He's got the long nose and he's got the weird eyebrows. And they noted how weird it looks. And we're like, and that is why we didn't have a constant thing on Usopp's face.
yeah, we'll just have him be constantly having his nose broken still.
It's a cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works in cartoons.
And then, like,
In
when you
live
see
action, it
people
starts to look
cosplay
weird.
as Usopp, they always have, like, that prosthetic nose that just look, and you're just staring at it the entire time, just like, why? Like, you look like it's gonna twitch at any second.
Well, I've seen people with like extremely long noses, and you're just sitting there.
Why is your nose throbbing? That's not my nose.
That's not my nose. Oh, yeah, so, the live-action One Piece. Are you guys ready?
Yeah, initial hopes. How about you guys?
My initial hope is that the humor is not lost, and Luffy is, especially in Luffy.
Yeah, considering Inaki, the guy who plays Luffy, like the reason he's playing Luffy is because, like, oh yeah, why am I playing Luffy? Because you made me laugh, Oda. You made me laugh.
You funny.
You funny kid.
But yeah, I just hope that the humor in general is not lost, and also that Luffy is still funny.
It's cool that you lifted 300 pounds, bro, but she let me hit because I was funny.
Because I'm goofy. What about you, Jinsu? What's something you hope?
No hopes.
No hopes?
No hopes.
No expectations?
No hopes, no expectations. It's
What
either
about
gonna,
the transponder snails?
If I'm gonna assume it's gonna suck absolute fucking donkey dick.
That
and
way,
then-
if it's any good,
That way, if it's any good, I can be like,
it did
I
good.
nod my head in approval, and then move on with my fucking life.
And finally, Duke, your expectations.
My expectations, I'm a little excited to see what this director will do with One Piece, because once again, after seeing all the promotional stuff, after seeing everything they're putting into this, I'm so curious how it's going to be, because there are changes they've made. You can see it plain as day. Garp has been casted in the show. Garp shows up and has a major feel on the show.
Yeah.
That is so interesting to know.
Oh, it's a show. It's not a movie.
Yeah, it's a show.
It's a show. It's 8 episodes.
8 episodes.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. That
And
honestly
my-
gives
my
me a little
understanding-
more hope.
And that is why I can't wait for season 2 Chopper.
That is why I stood up to make that statement.
Because I want to just impose on you, Jinsu.
Because I'm
How
Jamie Lee
terrifying
Curtis
do
as
you-
Kureha. Jamie Lee Curtis as Kureha.
How
Jamie
te-
Lee Curtis as Kureha.
How terrifying do you think Chopper is going to be if they ever make him in this live action?
After saying it 3 times, Kureha pops through.
Do you think the CGI trashed the fuck out of him, or do you think they tried doing some like?
Pikachu.
I think it's gonna be a normal deer and then CGI.
You could hear that promotional video being made. The actor who plays Luffy just being like, "And I found Chopper, guys," and it's just a deer.
No, it's gonna be a Tanuki.
It has to be a reindeer.
Oh, yeah.
No,
No, it's just a regular deer that just starts goring the actor.
Or no,
Because
what?
Skinwalker it gets up and kills everyone.
Oh wait, no. What is it? They think it is a raccoon, right?
Yeah.
They think it's a raccoon.
Yeah.
So I just imagine just like, guys, I found Chopper, and you look over and it's just a fucking raccoon in the trash.
It's gonna be a fusion of Rocket Raccoon and Pikachu.
Wow.
Yeah.
Voiced by Ryan Reynolds.
Oh god damn it!
No.
No, it's got to be voiced by It's got to be voiced. Imagine if it was voiced by the same voice actor for Chopper.
The English voice or the?
Any voice.
Oh,
Like, in
the
Japanese.
Japanese actually did come in to dub the like actual show.
I would love for Pikachu to be in the.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, and we'll be back with the live action One Piece
Very soon.
very soon. We'll be back. Live action Frankie.
Oh my god.
Honestly, I don't want to make a joke because of actually how surprisingly good this is.
That is the joke.
That is the joke. Welcome back! We just saw the live action One Piece. And I've got to say a thing. That this live action is actually... this live action is actually pretty fucking good. Jinsu, you didn't watch it.
Nah.
Even though the Japanese dub is actually done by the Japanese voice actors.
Which is hilarious, and another reason why I kind of didn't bother watching it.
But yeah, this
Was a surprise.
was a surprise. I would, like, starting out, I just would say that this is a strong 7.5, 8 out of 10. For especially for stories that hold up on their own and as well as an adaptation.
I call it a 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jintu, obviously, like you said, you didn't watch it, so we'll explain a bit like the changes they make, at least.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
Cause-
And you showed me some clips.
Yeah, I showed you a
because
clip.
you couldn't fucking contain yourself.
You gotta see some of it at least before we start talking about
Oh
it.
no! I gave you context for what we're gonna talk about now.
He just starts violently stabbing you. Like, no. Just no context of, like, not even saying anything. Meanwhile, I'm just sitting here just like, yeah.
I want to say my non-spoiler thoughts of this. Of like, okay, spoilers aren't going to be too scary because what we're going to talk about is the changes. Honestly,
It's the first 50 episodes of One Piece. This is where people stopped watching.
okay. Fuck you. Anyway,
Like with the anime, this is where they usually stop watching. So this is the place that is the most known.
Is that where you mentally tapped out to when you were watching it?
No. No, Jutsu, I was fully invested in it the entire time. Because you want to know something? It was real people.
No, I meant like in the anime.
Oh, in the anime, I was...
You said this is where people left off?
This is because this is where people say like that's where the joke One Piece gets good at about episode 50 or 60 or whatever.
Right.
This is the joke of where it is, and like it goes up to just after Arlong, which is about like 50 chapters.
yeah, it's beginning to Arlong Park. Yeah, it's end of that.
Beginning of Logtown.
Right.
Yeah, they're about to head to Logtown. Yeah.
We get a tease of Smoker. Ooh, who can it be?
Who's this man that is smoking? Yeah, 2 cigarettes. Yeah, 2 cigars.
Wait, you were saying, dude?
What? He's smoking and his name is Smoker?
And he's gonna
That's
be
illegal.
And he's gonna be the 10th member of the Straw Hat Pirates in about 100 more episodes after episode 1070.
I really want to see Dragon Quest spoilers now because you said that.
No.
So, when it comes down to it, I would say for somebody who does not watch One Piece, this is just a fun way to like get into the series.
This is a fun way of getting in the series. If you don't like anime, this is the best way to enjoy the story that people tell you is like really good and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So
This is the best example of it doesn't have to be an anime for the story to be good. As long as it's actually done in the way that the creator wanted it to be done, instead of Dragon Ball Evolution, Cowboy Bebop live action, all of this stuff. This was made by the same people the same producers that made the Cowboy Bebop live action.
did you know that apparently the creator of Cowboy Bebop actually went to watch that in a theater? He walked out and said, "I pray that I never meet the man that made this show."
Oh my god. Yeah, the same people that produced that and said, "Yep, upload it to Netflix," also said that for this One Piece.
The only live action where the creator saw it and didn't have that reaction was Death Note.
Yeah.
The creator of Death Note, when he saw the live action, funny enough, he saw it and he was like, "Okay, this isn't my story, but it works." Like, as something for Hollywood people, like...
for their standards.
Yeah. Of like, hey, good job. You made a Hollywoodized version of my story.
Yeah.
Good on you. I enjoyed it.
I'll let you have your shit.
Meanwhile, people are gonna keep rewatching my version of it.
Like, I remember we watched it and I didn't hate it.
I would give
bad,
that.
but
I would
I
give that a
didn't hate
4.
it.
I would give that one a 4.
Yeah, because it's not good.
4 is watchable. But we didn't even watch the Cowboy Bebop live action because
that's unwatchable.
That's unwatchable, and the fact that the creator, yeah, like you said, like he walked out and was just like, "This was terrible."
I got to see a review of it. Basically, the biggest problem about it is like, okay, there's plenty of stuff that's fine, like costume stuff that's fine, like the casting that's fine. No, biggest problem is what they do to Spike's story.
Oh God, they changed
Which is the most important part, right?
Yeah, that's the entire
they
drive of the
changed
show.
Something. I don't even want to know what they changed, but they changed something.
Which is good because in One Piece, the Oda had 2 things. They couldn't change their backstories and what was it? Wow, there was another rule that he had for them. They couldn't change their backstories.
Have to make me laugh. No, that's a general rule of life for Oda. If you're not making him laugh, then you failed.
Well, yeah, because it means you're unpleasant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It means that you're not funny! You don't deserve to be in One Piece. But yeah, he had another rule that I can't remember what it was. But
the snails have to be in there, yeah.
the snails are... I love it when something is so amazingly horrifying to look at, and I'm just like, you are amazing.
Do you think the Buster Call snail will just be one of those, but painted gold?
It probably would be.
Yeah, I can imagine what it would look like in live action now. And
it's probably frozen like it was touched by King Midas. just ah!
It doesn't even have like the look on its face that it has in the show, where it's just kind of just sitting there.
Frozen.
No, instead it's more of a...
It's petrified.
Like, it's terrified.
It's been solidified in gold.
No,
Yeah.
That's one thing we'll be able to talk about during this. I want to talk about the future of this show that could happen. So, which this is getting a season 2.
Oh, this is the most
It's
strong.
number 1 in over 50 countries.
Yeah, this is very strong. If they didn't make a season 1 of this because they had to make season 25 of Big Mouth again.
I want to shoot Netflix. Whoever is the like higher ups of Netflix. I can't say my next statement because I might be arrested.
There's 2 of them. There's 2 in my mind. There's 2. There's the one that makes the good stuff, and then there's the one that makes the shit stuff. Because it's always 50-50.
The one who makes the shit stuff keeps canceling the guy that makes the good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the worst part. Like, what was it? There's been a bunch of shows where they're real good, real successful, and then they get canceled for no good reason. But then Big Mouth, or whatever it's called, Loudmouth, that fucking show ends up getting another season.
It's Big Mouth.
It's Big Mouth?
That's Big Mouth.
I hate that show so much.
And then you get series like Dahmer. Hey, party hardy.
Like, seriously, there's only one clip I've heard that sounded funny to me. And I will say, it sounds funny until you see the actual, like, look of the scene, because then you get reminded how ugly that shit is.
Yeah.
It's that fucking joke of just, like, okay, 1 or 2. It's just the gay test. 2. Okay, 1 or 2. And it keeps going until, okay, now the big one. 1 or 2. Oh my god, I think I might actually be gay.
That's how you discover it?
Yeah, that's funny. But then you see the actual scene and it's like, oh, reminder, they're hideous.
Yeah, but just with live actions in general, I want to say, is it's the hardest to get right because there are things that get in the way. It's just like, do you just have the person wear a similar type of clothing as the person in the show, or do you go for a literal it's as stylized as they are in the show and all that kind of stuff? Like Or basically, are they a CG monstrosity? Like,
You've got 3 versions, essentially.
yeah.
The person that hates the original series, and so, like, says, oh, we're this show, but at the same time hates the original creator so much that they make their own thing, essentially. You got those people, which is always a failure.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Evolution. You've got the people that have good cosplay of it, but that's all it is. It's empty after that. All it is cosplay. Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
And then finally, you got these where they're trying to be closer to the original creator. They actually do appreciate the original creator, and so they're trying to be closer to it.
Yeah. The biggest example of the show of One Piece live action of adhering to character design pretty damn well is Mihawk.
Shank's crew as well, in my opinion.
Yeah, because the Mihawk, he does have the angled
the clip.
Yeah, you showed him what he looks like.
I showed the clip of like his introduction.
That is properly. That is exactly as terrifying as I was hoping Mihawk would be.
Yeah, they did that change real well. Like the change they have in the story for Mihawk, they did that really well. I really appreciate it.
And the biggest one I will say is Arlong. His
Arlong was an interesting change.
His prosthetics
and his design. His design, people are gonna have a lot of problems with, like the designs of the fishmen.
Yeah,
They're horrifying. The fishmen are horrifying.
They're supposed to be.
In all fairness, I mean, imagine you walk up to a puffer fish man.
But he wasn't in it.
I know.
He wasn't in it. Hachin wasn't in it.
Hachin was not in the live action.
It's sad.
People mentioned the possibility of why he wasn't in. It would have been too expensive.
Probably, but
it's got a good budget, but at the same time, Octopus Man, make that look good in a fight where he's supposed to use multiple weapons.
They could have had him as the bar, like on the bar, and then like the bartender, and then during the fight he just hides.
They also somebody also mentioned like someone made a joke comic talking about it, how Zoro in the show he uses his 2 swords more often than the 3.
Yeah.
There's only like 1 time he uses the 3.
No, yeah, there's 2 times. 2 times.
Okay, 2 times he uses the 3. And somebody mentioned it. I was just like, that's probably why he doesn't even say his the name of his moves. In all fairness,
that was a running joke that was funny, where it's just like Luffy's just like, all great fighters call it their finishing move. Zoro, no, they don't. And then Sanji does it, and Zoro's just like, I guess they do.
You're gonna fit in real well with this crew.
You're gonna fit in great.
Yeah. So, do you want to get into some of the changes they make?
Yeah, where it's So I saw this thing that someone actually got spoiled on something because of
Thanks to this.
Garp.
There's the biggest change of this show. The biggest change of this show is Garp shows up in like episode 2.
Yeah.
Garp shows up, takes Helmeppo and Kobe, and it's their chase for Luffy and the Straw Hats.
Garp takes the role of any of the most of the Marines in these couple episodes. In these episodes in the anime, Garp takes their role and just becomes the one that pursues Luffy. And then in episode whatever, I would actually like that. But in episode like 4 or 5, that's when Luffy's just like, Grandpa, and everybody's like, what?
Yeah, no, I will say I was worried when I saw Nami's reaction to it, because Nami in this one is a lot more cynical.
Yeah.
Like, I like Nami's character, but at the same time, she is a lot more cynical.
It's
good. A fair enough thing to do in a more dark-ish tone show.
Yeah, and especially with the stuff that they were about to do. Like, they were literally just about to do Arlong when she started.
It's also obvious.
When her cynical side started showing up more.
Yeah, it's also obvious. Some of the changes they do make in the show, the reason why they did it, you can tell, is they didn't want to make people hate Nami.
Yeah. She doesn't steal the Mary in this one.
Yeah, Jinzu. Nami does not steal the Mary in this version.
She doesn't. What'd she do?
Instead, it wasn't it.
The Arlong and a couple of pirates show up at the Barati and like take the map to the Grand Line and then take Nami.
She betrays them, takes the map, and goes.
Yeah, I saw him pulling up to the Baratier, and I was like, that's not what happens.
Arlong does, like, he shows up every... Shut up!
Arlong essentially replaces Don Krieg.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I'm not opposed to. Don Krieg really was nothing.
And like he shows up to Buggy after Buggy was beat
That was fun.
and takes his head and I know where the Straw Hats are going, and then it's revealed that his ear was in Luffy's straw hat this entire time, so he was hearing everything. Why is my voice going?
That's what you get for smoking.
I'm not what?
Stop smoking.
Just you take that back.
But oh man, what was it? I'll say that was another fun thing. Hearing Buggy and Arlong mention, one of my favorite little bits they do is whenever they introduce a villain, they show their
Oh,
bounty
their poster and bounty, yeah, and they tear it up or like move it away, like as if the piece of paper literally just flew in front of them. And It's
Yeah.
always funny.
I forget. Did they do that for Shanks?
Shanks, but he was chill. No, they didn't.
They show.
They
his
didn't
bounty
even
poster?
show. His
No.
bounty, yeah.
Okay.
They did it for.
Could you
Alvi-
imagine finding out his bounty from this?
Fuck!
Yeah.
But like Buggy just grabs it and throws it aside. Arlong tears it apart. Mihawk, it's literally just says bounty
Slices it.
canceled.
Yeah, bounty canceled. He slices in half. Don Krieg is the most boring one where he just grabs it and wrinkles it.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
one
yeah,
I
he
also
ca-
liked was
it-
Captain Kudo,
the
where he
setup-
sliced it.
The setup for Mihawk, he actually kills those pirates that show up at the Brody. He actually like just full on kills them.
It's like an alternate timeline of One Piece.
Yeah, it's alternate, but it's actually
In alternate timeline, we're gonna be so sad to see Don Krieg gone.
Nah,
To no-
Donkey got butchered. You heard the fucking...
Yeah, that's Scream.
you saw the snail go ah.
There was one thing I thought was interesting of like the small thing of they added the detail of you see Captain Kudo, Klahadore, sailing off. They added a little clip of that.
And they kill Mary.
Yeah, they killed Mary.
He's dead.
The guy who made the boat, the Going Mary, they kill him.
I mean, he almost dies.
Yeah.
But
This
this
one
one
they,
he-
they keep it like, okay, he was just cut down by multiple blades. Yeah, he's fucking dead.
He was stabbed through the heart and thrown down a well, and Zoro didn't check on him.
I'm gonna miss Goat Guy.
Yeah, in all fairness, the only time he ever shows up in the show itself is whenever we head back to Kaya, and he brings her the wanted posters.
And this
That's it.
Then she just opens up the newspaper. Usopp.
And like that one, I'm just like, look, it's Usopp on this poster. And there's him in the back. Huh?
I don't know what it is. I just want to say real fast. Usopp, his actor, is doing like this like lip curl like Jack Nicholson like he extends out his lip to make it like a smile. I don't know what he's doing, and if he's trying to make do Usopp's like giant grin.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but
if
it's very. Every time I just think of Jack Nicholson, who has the prosthetics when he's the Joker.
If you're mentioning the Straw Hats, I want to mention real quick my ranking of them.
Ah.
Of like, I gotta mention, number 1 is Luffy. Inaki Godoy as Luffy is honestly one of the best possible casting, cause he's just Luffy.
The funniest thing is how every single time he says the phrase, and I'm going to be king of the pirates. He says it the exact same time, the exact same cadence, every single time.
He's the same kind of autism that Luffy is in the show.
Yeah.
Like, that's the immediate thing I can describe him as. He's the same type of autism. Of, like, there's even one scene where Nami, she goes into Kaya's closet and starts trying out these outfits, and she comes out to Luffy and she goes like, how's this look on me? And, Godoy, Luffy, he goes,
Godoy.
well, yeah, that's his name, Inaki Godoy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but Inaki, he goes, well, you look like Nami.
You look like Nami.
And she's just like, fuck. And goes back.
And tries on a different outfit. What about this one? Still Nami.
After that, I would say Nami's portrayal is really good.
Yeah.
Like, her, like, in the first saga, she's very untrustworthy. She doesn't trust the crew. Like, you could tell that right away. She wants to be their friends, but she doesn't trust them enough.
But
And
there are
so
some moments
they
where she
portray that
slipped.
really well.
Yeah, there are some
Here.
moments where she slips, and they're all just hanging out. Like, there's a lot of good moments that actually show them starting to get used to each other. The ones that are... when they start to free flow with their characters, Usopp and Luffy, they absolutely start building that up of them being the two younger brothers.
There's my number 3, by the way. Usopp.
He's great.
Usopp is fantastic. The way they portrayed his lying of, like, in the original show, obviously, he's just straight up just, like, a boisterous liar.
Yeah.
In this one, he's more like... He's like that one friend you have who's constantly boasting of just like, ho ho ho, oh man, you should have seen me the other day, man. It was so cool, got so many bitches, just kind of shit.
But when the bitches arrive, he goes, eh.
Yeah, that was the best. Also, he actually does kiss Kaya in this.
Yeah.
Like, that was it. That was,
the first thing I saw about this show.
The fucking bent nose meme.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, this is why we couldn't do the nose.
I'm actually okay that they didn't do the nose.
I'm also okay with the next person on my list of
Sanji.
Sanji not having his curly eyebrows.
No, that's stupid. He should have that. That'd be hilarious.
The only problem
That's the whole point.
is he jumps in the water, and so you can imagine that shit flying off.
The eyebrow just goes free.
You see an eyebrow floating in the water.
That was the thing too with Sanji. Is like he's smooth talking with Nami, but Nami's so used to like using her looks to get things done that she's completely unfazed by it. But Sanji's not like fully enamored by her.
His introduction, the 2-parter of his introduction, honestly, is fantastic. Him in the kitchen with Zeph.
Oh yeah.
I love that scene of Zeph in this is essentially a nicer version of Gordon Ramsay. He's a nicer version of Gordon Ramsay, yeah.
They were ready to beat the shit out of each other. What are you talking about?
Yeah, a nicer version of Gordon Ramsay. But no,
that's
it's
the thing that I
you
really
see Zeph of he's such a chill dad.
He's a
of,
dad,
like,
yeah.
He's a dad, but he's one of those dads who like I'll beat you in the back of the head if you do something stupid.
That just reminded me that they showed Luffy young with Garp showing like how like you're not gonna be a pirate and all like I'm gonna train you, but they don't show him literally beating the shit out of him, and it's just like that's a good change.
Yeah, that's the one thing they had to change when it came to this show. Of a lot of characters in original One Piece are kind of beating the shit out of each other if they're family, which, in all fairness, is a lot of families. Of
Yeah.
like this kid did something stupid, bonk. But at the
Bash him
same
on the
time,
head.
you don't want to show that on TV because people have gotten very sensitive to that.
Yeah.
And it's like it's not a knock to anybody. It's just
It's just some people very much
have
will
a different level of tolerate.
do not tolerate any form, even if it's part of the original image and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. But when what was it? When it came to Sanji, him as a character, his whole thing with Zeph, that was fantastic. When it came to his whole thing with where he shows up for Nami, that was so good. He shows up as the waiter. He's all pissed off because he just had to beat the shit out of a couple of clientele, and he walks over and you see him with Nami and the crew. What do you want? What do you want? What slop do you want? What drink do you want to swallow the slop? And she's like, "Oh man, what great service!" And he looks over at her and just starts smiling. "Oh, I'm so sorry, Matt." It gets so like trying to be suave.
Yeah.
And you see her face, her reaction of "What the fuck?"
The
Taken aback for a second of "What the fuck?"
yeah, that's the thing too, is that Sanji, the main problem he has at Barati is that everybody keeps ordering just steaks and all that kind of stuff, because they're all, majority of them are just pirates, and so they want meat and all that kind of shit. But Sanji actually like tries making like fancy dishes and all that kind of stuff, and that's actually, and like he makes it, but then Zeph is just like, put that in, like, throw it in with the rest of the dishes so it gets put in the trash and all that kind of stuff. And then chore boy Luffy comes around and just sees a plate of food and just goes, "Ooh, free food," and then eats it, and it's just like, that was fucking delicious.
Rather than destroying the restaurant, I love the change that Luffy in this just put an IOU on his tab.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Like he gets handed the receipt, and he just writes IOU, and then just hands it to Sanji, and he's just like, "Thanks." He just walks away.
Brings it to Zeph. "Who's Monkey D. Luffy?" That's me, sir.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's another thing that he does. Luffy orders milk, so I feel like they're gonna do like a whole thing that he likes drinking milk over like drinking like beer and stuff
There's
like
gonna
that.
be one scene where he drinks beer.
When does Luffy ever drink beer in manga?
One time.
Wow, this beer is delicious. This beer is terrible.
Yeah, exactly. There's only one time he drinks beer.
No, he drinks usually with the celebrations.
Oh, that's right. This major celebrations, he does drink beer.
Yeah.
Like, there's a scene in way later on down the line of Wano where they all got a beer.
And they're drunk in the Whiskey Peaks.
Yeah, they're drunk in Whiskey Peaks. Yeah.
There was another part in when they're at the Brody and Usopp's drinking. You know, like those giant like fancy drinks that like have an alcohol content of you're fucked.
Yeah.
Usopp is just drinking it, and Zoro's just like, "You better pace yourself." No, it's just gonna flow right
I
through
can
me.
drink 3 of these.
It tastes just like candy. Mm-hmm. Zoro is
I will say,
perfectly quiet.
Zoro is the bottom for me for the sole reason of I think he was a little too serious on occasion. Because in the original like East Blue, he's a lot more goofy here and there. Like he's got a lot of fun moments in the original East Blue that they kind of cut out for this.
I know.
Most he teases people.
Yeah.
Like there's the scene where with Sanji. There's a scene where Sanji meets Nami and he's being so suave with her, and he walks away.
Got a boyfriend.
And yeah, and so he smiles and looks at Nami. Jinzu just smiles and looks at Nami, and she's like, "What?" He's like, "Nothing." Would Madam like a golden cup for her golden drink? And just starts going off. Would Madam like this, Madam? It's just fucking with her.
There was
It is
Zoro.
That's so funny.
There was another part where they were about
And
to like.
Usopp just, Nami's got a boyfriend. And Luffy just sitting there just like, I have no idea what's happening, but I'm happy that people are talking to each other.
My crew is talking. There was a moment right before that where Zoro was trying to sit in the booth, but his swords kept getting in the way.
Yeah. He stabs the wall by accident.
Fuck.
There's this scene of him struggling to get his sword straight.
That's the thing too, is that like it wasn't just the creators that like the makers of this that really liked One Piece. The actors, like they every time I see them in like interviews and stuff like that, like they fully talk about like their favorite moments in One Piece, and none of them are in this area. Like they talk about moments in Skypiea, Alabasta, Water 7, Eni's Lobby.
Yeah.
They actually are fans of the show, so they're gonna do things that are of their characters.
Apparently, one of the maps that you see for Nami, one of the maps shows a specific mountain that shows up in Wano.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's very interesting to see. But, yeah, when it came to, like, the way they take the stuff they take from the show, so fucking good.
Yeah.
I was actually kind of mad to find this out.
What?
Django has a poster.
Django does.
Yeah, Django has a poster, but he doesn't show up in the show.
Yeah.
I guess they're saving it for later, I guess.
I guess he might show up at Logtown?
Maybe?
As like if they do a thing where literally everybody from like everybody's back, all the villains from all the backstories, instead of just Alvida and Buggy.
I've had that thought in the back of my head for the original show for ages.
Yeah.
Of how cool it would be if a bunch of the villains from the past showed up for Buggy.
As the
Buggy
new Buggy
being the leader of basically all the original villains.
Yeah. So that would be Alvida, Arlong, Clawdor.
Don Krieg's dead,
Don
so no
Krieg's
Don Krieg.
dead. So Mihawk. No, I'm just kidding.
But can you imagine that though? That'd be so fun. But
It would be interesting. Be very interesting. Oh, there was one moment, Jinzu, where it's like we see a Garp ship catching up to the Mary, and like you start hearing cannon fire, and we're just like, is he throwing the cannonballs? But no, it is the cannons just firing. And then there's one moment where like where Garp and Luffy are yelling at each other, and then Luffy's just and Garp, stop being a pirate! No, you asked for it. He takes off his jacket, picks up a cannonball, and throws it.
Yeah.
And then Luffy inflates to send it back. There is at least one moment in every episode where Luffy has a bit of body horror with his stretchy powers, and it was exactly what I wanted. At least one moment in every episode where he showed off his stretchy powers.
his best one
And it
was
was it
Buggy.
Oh.
For Buggy, when the change they make is it's Orangetown, but Orangetown is already kind of completely destroyed, so they're not exploring it. It's just a giant carnival that Buggy made.
The circus
where
tent.
all the audience is the captured citizens.
And the mayor's there.
Which I like. And so there's this whole thing of just like, and mind you, I don't like to share the spotlight. Spotlight moves over to him.
Buggy absolutely was the best part about all of it. Like, anytime
Buggy was perfectly cast.
Every time Buggy's not on screen, everybody should be asking, "Where's Buggy?"
His ear is right there. But
Oh, get off me!
Yeah. What was it? With Buggy, one of the things they had was he was looking for that Grand Line map that apparently what was his name? Axehand Morgan had.
Yeah.
And so Luffy and his crew had stolen it. And so Luffy, as everyone in the crew is getting knocked out by some sleeping gas, you see Luffy grab the fucking map and shove it into his mouth.
Yeah, he just shoves it and
Eats
swallows it. And then, like, literally the next episode when he starts throwing it up, the CG of the thing popping out of the map popping out of his mouth is one of my least favorite body horror moments. Just the fact that he's just like,
Yeah.
and it's so bad.
It's like Kanish Kringle from Chowder. Just
Why'd you bring that one
The
up?
only thing that doesn't make me want to gag when I see that shit is like the clowns pulling the.
Oh yeah.
Because they look dry.
Do you think that happens when the clown has sex?
It doesn't have a dick. It's just a.
No, it comes out of his dick.
Ew. I was gonna say like his dick.
The
like,
money shot-
detaches and he just.
Mayhem. Mayhem. The money shot is just you see the cloth shooting out on a girl's face.
But it just keeps going.
It's just the mouth open. You just see.
It just keeps going.
How did we go to clown sex? God damn it.
Because Buggy fucks!
Yeah, this Buggy fucks. That was one thing that made me laugh. Jinzu, so many people are lusting after this version of Buggy.
And the Netflix side of this One Piece thing is very surprised by how the One Piece people are reacting. They were not prepared.
It's scary. There are some people that really, really want to bang Buggy. That's the other thing of like the number of people that are coming out of this going like, Jesus Christ, how how attractive certain people are.
Yeah.
And like one of them is Sanji, and I thought that was funny.
Yeah, like
Like,
Sanji,
they're already- Sanji
jumps
already
into
has.
water to save Luffy, and he just shows off how jacked he is, and it's just like, what? Wait, hold on. Where did this come from?
You guys skipped the time skip.
Yeah, he's already that built.
Who was it? There was another one where we saw their abs, and it was like, it's not time skip yet.
Was it Zoro? No,
think
it
it
was Usopp. It was Usopp.
It was Usopp.
It was Usopp. He had a six-pack, and it was just like, wait a minute!
It's not time skip yet. You can't grow muscles yet.
One thing they did skip to right at the end was the moment where they put their legs, their feet up on the barrel.
Yeah.
Even though they haven't even been to Logtown yet.
I'd say while I have my list of like favorites listed off, I'll say the only one that I feel like his story got detracted from a bit too much was Usopp.
Yeah.
In all fairness, though, it was because of Clawhador.
Clawdor being
And
the
also,
slasher
they were a
villain.
little too focused on Kobe in that episode. They shouldn't have had Kobe that episode.
Yeah, that's what they do the entire show, this entire season, Jinsu, is that they half of the time is with Garp and teaching Kobe and that kind of stuff. So we actually see a lot more of that time with them happening at the same time.
We see Kobe and Helmeppo becoming friends. Yeah.
And
Very well built up.
Helmeppo is not as intense of his character. He's a bit dialed down in a good way.
There's only one problem with the show. One major problem with the show. Now
There's one bit of nudity in the entire show.
Let's go.
It's not
Helmeppo's
Nami.
ass.
Let's go.
It's Helmeppo being absolutely naked, Zoro walking in to take back his swords, and then cutting Helmeppo's hair in the stupid way. Like, because Helmeppo has has long hair, like flowing hair, and like looks like a surfer bro, and he took Zoro's swords and is just dancing with them nakedly.
He looks like an aristocrat.
Yeah.
That's what it more is.
Yeah, he's like wielding around Zoro's white sword like stupidly while naked in front of the mirror.
You can imagine.
And Zoro just walks in. Are you gonna kill me? I'm gonna do a lot worse than that.
I was gonna say when it came to Helmeppo, I made the joke the moment we saw like him in front of the mirror, where we see him, and my first thought was just Vegeta's line. Oh yeah, when I get home, I'm gonna take off all my clothes, look in the mirror, and go on.
Strip down naked, go Super Saiyan, and just.
Which fits considering the voice of Luffy is Gohan. So go back to Luffy.
That's another.
Just give me like $30 per episode.
Give me like $30. That's another thing that I would want to just mention. Mihawk is better in this. Yeah.
I like Mihawk in both versions. In all fairness,
His personality, like
Has a
when
lot
he
of
just
personality.
like the way that he just shows up in Barati in the anime is just kind of just like he's there, whatever. But in this one, he's a warlord. Garp calls him to go get Luffy, like to pull out the big guns, quote unquote.
Fine,
And then
I'm not doing much anyway.
Yeah, after killing everybody on that ship, and then he just goes up to and talks with Luffy.
Why are you doing this? You woke me up from a nap.
Yeah,
It's so good.
and then but yeah, he's just the way that he's like he goes up to Luffy, basically talks to him for like a few seconds. Just after Zoro's just like, I'm gonna challenge you. I want to fight you. You're the one that I've been looking for. Like that still happens.
He
which is
does
good.
have a chill moment where he walks by, like he looks over, sees Mihawk as like Usopp was talking up some big game, and he's like, "Oh yeah, me and Luffy." It's like, "Can I meet your captain and your crew?" "Oh yeah, sure. They're right over here." He's all drunk, and brings him over, and Zoro's just Dracula Mihawk. Been looking for you. It's just, has this whole moment of just starts walking away like I challenge you. Tomorrow you will die.
Yeah, and then
Gets fucked over and almost.
But
dies.
when he's interacting with Luffy, it actually like he's just like, I'm not gonna turn you in.
You're too fun.
Yeah, it's just he gets
turn you in. I know where that hat came from.
yeah. Yeah, it definitely shows a lot more of why Mihawk just leaves. And then Garp is just like, why didn't you bring him in? That kid's gonna go places. I want to see where. Like, he's actually intrigued by Luffy. And just the fact that Zoro, he literally just says, if you survive that hit, the scar hit that he does to Zoro, if you survive it, come find me.
You mentioned the Straw Hat. Another great change. Shanks. I like Shanks in this.
Shanks is pretty chill.
Yeah, Shanks and his crew is fantastic. Lucky Roo and Yasop just being great characters. I'd say only one that people had a problem with was Ben Beckman.
Because he wasn't hot.
He's middle-aged. Like, the way he looks, he's just a middle-aged dude.
He's very obviously the
He's got
parent
dad
of the
bod.
group.
He's got dad bod, yeah.
And apparently people wanted to lust over him as they did in the show.
Yeah.
Then less over him in the animated show.
There you go.
They had a race-swapped Lucky Roo, but in all fairness, like, I saw somebody try to say, like, oh man, Lucky Roo, they ruined his character in this.
Ruined him!
How? How?
He's exactly the same.
Tell me, what does Lucky Roo do in this show?
Who the fuck is Lucky Roo?
He's the,
Exactly!
He's Shanks' crew member with
With
the
the green and white
the
stripes.
The fat one with that wears Waldo with the meat and the gun, and he's really fast.
The one that shot a guy in Luffy's backstory.
The one that's smiling. Pull up a picture of
Yeah,
Lucky
The
Roo.
the big guy?
Yeah, the big
Yeah,
guy.
yeah,
guy.
the fat guy.
The big guy.
Fat.
Yeah, and somebody goes like, oh man, they ruined his character in this. And it's like, what character? It was Lucky Roo. And all he did was eat food and shoot a guy.
Another thing that happens too is that Yasop, when we kind of figure out early on that like Usopp is his parent, like his dad is Yasop and all that kind of stuff, and it's just you feel bad because you're just like, dude, you left your wife and kid, and it's just like it's a lot more obvious that you should not like Yasop for his decision.
Yeah, in this one they make it a little more obvious that like he's an absentee dad.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those things of fuck
And
this
his
guy.
wife died.
And he didn't come back.
Okay, hold on.
Yasop in this show, it's very obvious he's the absentee dad, and so they don't even really treat it as like, oh, but I still really care for my son kind of thing. They don't.
He doesn't even talk about Usopp.
When the
He'd rather hang out with Shanks.
dude, they cut out the scene of him reacting to Usopp being in the poster,
Yeah.
and it's like, you know what? Fine, that's fair enough considering Yasop is kind of a bastard. There are thoughts that Yasop,
Usopp's the bastard.
ah,
Usopp's the asshole.
father of a bastard. Yeah.
Are we talking about Usopp and Yasop or Goku and Gohan?
Hey, fuck you.
I mentioned this to Mayhem because it made me laugh, but so we're in the actual show, we're in Dressrosa right now, and Usopp just got the nickname God Usopp.
He finally got it. This is where it happens, and I'm just like,
Now,
fine.
Here's the thing. The funniest shit I'd ever heard, Yasop's name may also be technically derived from Jesus
Like
of Nazareth, yes.
because its original, like the original
Like
interpretation is Joshua, but they
yeah,
didn't have J's.
Joshua is son of Yosef, yeah.
Fuck you. Let me
Yeshua.
explain my religion.
Yeah, Joshua. But because of that, so I immediately made the joke. Got it. So Usopp is the son of God?
Usopp.
Usopp is Jesus!
So he claims.
Yeah, he would claim.
that long nose would make me think otherwise.
He's been lying so long, it's been building up.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no,
Is that
I'm...
Pinocchio? I just realized.
What? Wait, what? What did you say?
I just realized. Is Usopp's long nose just a Pinocchio reference?
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Why wouldn't it be?
He's the boy who cried wolf, he's
What
Pinocchio.
What else would it be?
If there's a lying tale, it is his.
Oda wanted to draw a character with a long nose.
The lie is as plain as the nose on your face. That's all it is. That's what the joke is. Like, Usopp's lies are as plain as the nose on his face.
I have an army of 8,000 men.
Well, now he does.
And most of them are key figures in other kingdoms.
Tails
And then they
grow
instantly
just as his
betray-
nose does.
Then they instantly betrayed him because they would get $500 million just for bringing him in.
Except for Hirudegan. Hirudegan is a homie. The giant.
The monster from that one movie?
Hirudegan. It's that keeps bugging me.
Because it's Harude, the clown?
No, that's the thing of like in Dressrosa, there's the giant Hirudegan, and I keep getting messed up thinking Hirudegan.
Harudegon?
Yeah, but yeah, no. Anyway, we'll talk about Dressrosa later. For now, talking about this, any other changes I can think of where it worked? Kuro, great villain. Kuro, Buggy, Alvida was okay, but it's Alvida. Who cares?
Alvida looked artificially fattened. Like her cheeks look artificial. Like her fat cheeks look artificial. And I would love it if the actress that played her was actually like
Slimming down.
Slim.
You think they'll show the scene of her fat just falling off?
I hope not.
Can you imagine you saying like, "Oh man, her cheeks seem artificial," and suddenly she's sitting there, and then it just they just fall.
Ah!
No, they just slide off. They just slide.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then
And
Which
like,
is
some-
worse,
it's
they
like-
just
it's-
full on
it's like
fall.
fleshy
Wait, and then-
scratches.
all the fat just just slid right off me. Then why are your... Never mind.
Oda, hey, real quick, you said all the fat falls off. Boobs are fat.
Yes, her boobs are fat.
High five.
I think that's how he took it when someone said that to him.
That was a conversation he had with himself.
I just imagine him writing in high five.
Yeah, he said...
His publisher's like, if her fat fell off, then why are her boobs so big? You
Yeah,
know?
they are big.
Yeah, you're right, they are big.
Woo! You just hear
God,
like
I'm awesome.
it's like and
God,
then
I'm awesome.
and then at the same time like just coincidentally you hear someone out the outside of the window. Woo! He's like he gets it.
Yeah, they're fat. I'm the fucking best.
The show's gonna
so
go on for
fucking
20 more
cool.
years.
Yeah, so
Fucking Toad screaming, I'm the best.
I'm the best.
one of the best
My
villains
knee.
of this, honestly, that worked really well for what they did with him, is Clawhador, Captain Kudo.
He's just a slasher villain.
He's a slasher villain. And they work to make him actually genuinely scary.
And you want to know how Luffy actually beats him? By stopping and listening. He doesn't literally just like do
that's
bullshit.
what he does in the show.
Yeah, like he just stopped. Like in you would expect that like if they would have changed how the fight goes and stuff like that, he literally just wins. But in this one, he stops.
They keep it consistent, yeah.
Man, he's just a slasher villain. Luffy literally just stops and just Clawdor's like sitting behind a pillar and like there's like you see Luffy behind him and he's just like, the fuck is he doing? And then Luffy punches like wild out and then his fist curves around and just punches him from off the screen. Yeah, he's just like, fuck.
That's a tactic he actually uses in a future fight, which is actually really cool to see now.
Yeah.
So can't wait for that. But
Luffy's learning.
Luffy is very similar to Goku. They're book absolute fucking dumbasses. Yeah. They are book dumbasses. They are battle geniuses. That is the entire point of Luffy and Goku as characters. In fact, most shonen characters in general are kind of like that. They are battle geniuses.
That is their strong suit. That is their world of existence. Like that is their time to shine. Basically, that is where they are.
If Luffy was not a battle genius, we would not have, for example, the scene of him smashing Enel with the golden ball.
Oh yeah, can't wait to see that in live action.
That actually could look really cool.
Can't wait to get actual performer Eminem to play Enero.
Yeah. That's about it I can say for changes that I really liked. I would say changes I don't like, once again, are stuff like Django not being in the show diminishes the whole return of Captain Kudo, because then you get the question of, okay, wait, how do you escape? Yeah. Like, you don't get the reveal that Morgan was mind-controlled. So, which would have actually impacted Helmeppo's character, at the very least. Like, knowing that his father was full of shit.
Yeah, there was a lot of like small details and all that kind of stuff that's just got taken out.
Hachin not being in there.
Hachin, which I feel like because they weren't even shown at all, that allows them to come back later. Yeah, I feel like it'll allow them to come back later, but they couldn't do it in the first season because they had to kind of trim it down. They had to trim it down, trim the fat. Like this one is very fast.
Yeah. After talking about it, Jinsu, would you ever be willing to go in and try to watch this?
Watch what?
The live action One Piece, the topic of this video that we are talking about.
We've been talking about it for 45 minutes?
Nah.
I don't blame me.
How do you feel knowing that it was kind of a success?
Honestly, I was only expecting that with Oda's heavy supervision.
Yeah.
And honestly, I like the freeform, or the different take that it took.
Alternate universe.
And how it covers scenes that were talked about. So,
yeah, like the fight with Mr. Seven.
The fight with Mr. Seven,
Helmeppo and Garp, and with Garp's training, their training, Kobe's training.
That was already shown to us, but like,
a little more thoroughly though.
How Mihawk fucked up those pirates.
Right. Mihawk's messing up of the Creek pirates.
Yeah, they actually show him in the Grand Line going after them.
Yeah. So it's cool. I like it. A very creative way to like bring the world of One Piece to life without.
Why are you so quiet?
Because I'm not.
You're whispering.
I'm not talking into the mic. That's why.
Like, dude, you truly are whispering.
Try it. Try again. Speak again.
I'm so tired.
Well, we'll get you back with Metroid. We're gonna have you play Metroid right away.
Luigi.
No, wrong game.
That's Mama to you.
What? The one thing that
I'm bringing to you.
So next season. So if they make a next season.
Oh, I got notes.
This one is definitely going to be Logtown, and when they go into the Grand Line, and Drum Island.
It'll definitely look better too because they'll have more budget.
Yeah,
and Chopper is going to be. The reason why this is probably going to take the longest is trying to get Chopper to look right.
They're probably working on that right now.
Yeah, they've been working on it.
I've got some stuff to mention of like, okay, I'm gonna list off some characters. Give me ideas if you got any like actors you want to see in those roles. You got in the next season, obviously it's gonna be Vivi, There's Wapple, there's Dalton, Bonclay, Ace, King Nefertari, Crocodile, and Nico Robin. Can you think of any actors you want to see in this show?
Angelina Jolie as Boa Hancock.
I'm in. No, it's Gal Gadot.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I wouldn't be opposed to that. It's like, fucking imagine.
From Amazon Lily!
Yeah, exactly. Could you imagine that reference?
That was the only thing I thought of the entire time. It was
Yeah.
just...
But there's also like Blackbeard, Whitebeard, Bellamy, Doflamingo, Kuma, Sengoku, and NL. You got all these characters. Can you imagine like actors that you think would very much fit?
I still am of the mind that I would actually prefer than keeping with the trend that they did with this season, that everybody was new, lower people. That's like the only time that only like very significant characters are only if they fit really well.
That's right. The narrator. Who do you remember who the narrator was?
It was
Ian McShane.
Ian McShane, yes.
Yeah, Ian McShane is the narrator. Jinzu, do you know Ian McShane?
Who's that?
Just really good actor, and he's the narrator for the show.
What do you do?
He's the one role that immediately pops up in my mind is he was in Hellboy. He played Hellboy's dad.
Yeah.
Not the old man in the original, the reboot.
The reboot.
No.
But in all
Yeah.
fairness, he's
Yeah,
the
I was-
best part of it. He's the best part of it. He's the fucking cynical old man.
He literally opens the narration of that movie with, "Let's start the fucking beginning."
Yeah. Let's get this shit to... The Dark Ages, they were a fucked up time.
Yeah. But yeah, this being as good as it is with a 7.
Dalton Dwayne Johnson.
There you go. But I am...
Actually, I think Dalton should be a pro wrestler.
Oh, yeah. David Bautista.
Yeah, Dave Bautista type.
Yeah.
Of like somebody who's kind but very, very muscle bound.
That means that Frankie's going to be John Cena.
I want Vivi. I desperately want to see the woman who played what was it, the Pink Ranger, as well as Princess Jasmine in live action. I want to see her play
She
Vivi.
played Pink Ranger?
Yeah,
What the fuck?
she was the Pink Ranger in the live action movie in the movie that I really liked. Yeah, that recent
It
one.
was a Power Rangers movie?
Yeah, she played the Pink Ranger in that.
That's twice now that you've said something for Jinzu to
Where it goes, oh,
Yeah, for the actual
I'm
answer.
sorry.
You've blue-balled him twice! You know what that means for the end of this recording.
I'm getting shot.
No, you better finish him off before you do it a third time.
You're getting shots
Okay.
in the face.
Do it! Live on camera!
Let me see real quick.
But yeah,
I look up Ian McShane and I just see the first fucking article is, yes, that's Ian McShane as the narrator.
Oh, it's him!
Yeah.
The guy from John Wick.
yeah, that's why I never said anything. There was just like, yes, that's the name of him.
Oh,
What was he
is
in?
John Wick. He's Winston Scott.
Yeah.
He's also Blackbeard in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, there we go. That's someone. That's where I've actually seen him from.
Hear me out.
He's Blackbeard again.
Oh man, he's also Captain Hook in Shrek the Third.
Oh God. Just Shrek the Third? He
Yeah,
shows
just
up,
Shrek the Third.
He shows up in the second one. What the fuck?
Let me see if he's in.
Okay, no, okay. But that would be hilarious if he comes back as
Tai Lung?
Oh wow.
He's Tai Lung.
Ah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he was Tai Lung. That's
You can hear it in
awesome.
his voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear it now. Now imagine Tai
He's a
Lung is the
panda.
narrator of.
You're a panda.
He's a panda.
He's made of rubber. You're made of rubber.
He just does it with his dick.
Yeah, but when it comes to the show itself, I was thinking for season 2, it's actually really easy to map out how you can imagine an 8-episode season would go.
Yeah, let's just do season 2. Let's not get
I'll
too
just
ahead
do
of
season
ourselves.
2. So anyway, for season 7, Impel Down with Buggy and then Impel Down with Mr. 3. I wrote that down as well, actually.
Yeah, that's what I'm
season
saying.
2,
We're only doing
episode
season
1
2.
is Logtown and then teasing Laboon at the very end. I feel that's what they should
Reverse
do. Each
Mountain.
season, tease somebody at the end. How they tease Buggy,
Yeah.
tease somebody at the end.
Yeah.
Reverse Mountain should happen in episode 2. Whiskey Peaks, where they meet Baroque Works, should happen in episode 3. Little Garden, episode 4. And then a 2-parter for Drum Island and a 2-parter for Alabasta.
If they keep to the 8-episode seasons.
Yeah. Drum Island split off of Chopper's story as well as Wapple's return.
Yeah.
And then Alabasta, you get Ace and the Revolutionary Army, as well as in the second part, everything to do with Crocodile, the war going on in the kingdom, and Robin joining the crew.
Robin just showing up on the boat.
Yeah. And I feel the best way to tease season 3 at the very end would be showing one of those giant Skypean shadows.
I don't know. Yeah.
That'd be a good way to cap it off. Of like, you
Yeah.
see that and you're just like, what the hell is that?
And then maybe have like a tease of Blackbeard.
I feel
Tease
Blackbeard in the first episode of season 3.
Yeah, okay. Gotcha.
Like, the buggy reveal.
Yeah.
Have it be of you just see Blackbeard stepping onto the island. Which, once again, I would find it hilarious if Ian McShane actually did end up playing
He does his best
Blackbeard.
He does his best impression of Seth Rogen's laugh.
I hate knowing that Seth Rogen's laugh is honestly just Blackbeard's laugh.
Imagine they just played that soundbite in the mixing of the audio every time he laughed.
Every time Ian McShane laughs. How would you feel if Seth Rogen ended up being there?
As long as
Blackbeard.
he didn't phone it in like he did with Donkey Kong.
I feel like Blackbeard is a character he could actually like just shoehorn his voice in, and it would work.
It would work.
It'd be okay. It'd be like watching the slime dude again in
Yeah.
that one monster movie.
Oh,
Monsters vs. Aliens, Blob.
Yeah.
Final thoughts.
This absolutely was a surprising. It was literally anything with Netflix nowadays. You're just like, it's either going to be
Flip the coin.
It's literally going to be great or it's going to be terrible. And I'm so glad we called heads.
Yeah. Also, Jamie Lee Curtis is already tweeting out to Netflix like, "Hey, I'm here."
I'm right here. Make me Dr. Cray.
They're retweeting her, by the way.
Make me Dr. Cray.
Are they gonna give her long hair or short hair?
Oh, Jamie Lee Curtis. I hope the long hair.
Yeah.
Did they give her a fake nose or is it just her?
I think it's
It's just her.
If it's just her, it would be great.
It's just her in that outfit. Yeah.
Her with a Chopper plushie. Pretty wholesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I want it to be a puppet so that we can get that image of her just holding it and just being like, my son.
Yeah. Dude, Jim
That-
Henson puppet.
What if she voiced Chopper too?
No, I want
She
I want
was
the
talking
actual
herself.
voice. I want the actual voice actor for Chopper.
Pikachu?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when he transforms into his human self, just The Rock. But same voice.
So they're gonna CGI him like they did in Scorpion King?
No,
wait,
prosthetics. They got to do prosthetics.
Actually, there was this one teaser I saw for Dwayne Johnson as Chopper.
Dwayne Johnson is Bambi.
Yeah, it's Bambi. But, no, I was just making the joke. I'm just like, look, it's him as Chopper.
Just make the nose blue. That's all you gotta do.
That's honestly all
I
he has to
really
do.
want you know the picture of him like fucking over a plate of
Oh, the
so
pancakes
it's just Chopper
with cotton candy.
with with cotton candy. And his nose is blue and that's it. That is
And then, literally just have a trained deer for his animal form.
No, I feel
Just shits everywhere.
go for the CGI they went for in the Santa Claus movies.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, with what was his name? Tim Allen. Yeah.
yeah.
Just go for those. No, you have his reindeer form is the fucking that one dumbass reindeer that was in the third one. the bizarrely special education one.
The special education, the magical education.
Yeah, magical education. Yeah. So
do you remember
Phosphate-
that one meme where it's like the girl's like in the kitchen and then from the side angle you just see like a taxidermy deer head just pop up and someone added the context Nami when she's cooking and forgets that Chopper's now a member of the crew. What the?
yeah.
Thoughts with Duke real quick of
Fuck you.
Yeah. Pick
Fuck
a
you.
bigger name actor that you'd love to see in the show as who?
Dwayne Johnson as human form Chopper.
Okay, fair enough. Jinsu, think of a bigger name actor that you want to see in this show as a character.
Is there any actors that you actually care about?
Jack Black as Wapple.
Jack Black is
Jack Black as Opal is pretty fucking perfect.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves as Hero Luke.
Keanu Reeves is here. Look, I said Jim
That would work.
I said Jim Carrey, but Keanu Reeves is another
Jim
good.
Carrey would be really good too, actually.
Yeah.
Either one works for me.
Or maybe fuck. Seth MacFarlane. No.
As Brian the dog.
Seth.
I think they should have a crossover with Family Guy,
Oh man, I'm trying to think.
where it's literally just playing on the bottom of the screen the entire time. People's attention spans are fucked.
Okay, you know what's bugging me right now?
The clown?
If they had gotten a more accurate version of Jafar, if they had gotten an actor that was a more accurate version of Jafar,
Where is this coming from?
that'd have been a perfect cast for Lucci.
That would be.
So imagine that look for Lucci.
Oh yeah.
Wait, no, I have a better idea for Hero Luke. Pedro Pascal.
Ah!
So you can have his son again.
Hey, Again.
Another father figure. Yeah, he should play every father.
That has a puppet, that is a puppet monstrosity thing.
Okay, if he can't be Hero Look, then I have to pick a different father figure kind of character.
Yeah.
Imagine Saul.
Luigi.
Imagine either Saul or Tom from like Frankie's backstory and Robin's backstory.
He's a giant.
Either the giant or the fish man.
Saul D. Goodman.
Saul D. Goodman.
Well, he was a D, yeah.
Hey!
Could you imagine that real quick? It's just like a fish man, and you find out the voice is actually
Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal
That would be great.
with gusto.
Gusto.
And then you gotta have.
Did he die?
you
Jinzu? Jinzu?
need who should be? I can't think of anything. Fuck it, never mind.
Who? What character? Just what characters? Who?
Kaido should be Jason Momoa.
That's a little ahead of yourself.
I don't care. I'm casting Tom. I'm casting Kaido.
Well, what character was it, Jinsu, that you were thinking of?
The actor I was thinking was Johnny Depp, but I couldn't think of who to put him as.
Lucci.
No, you can't have him as a fighter. He's like in his 60s now.
Oh, as
Is Blackbeard?
fuck no. As
Sengoku?
That'd be pretty funny. No, as the guy who looks at the lagoon.
Oh!
Crocus.
Crocus.
He'd be pretty funny as Crocus.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. All right.
The one to send him off on their journey is Jack Sparrow. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
I like that.
There
I
you
like
go.
that a lot. Oh, but I'm trying to think.
Brooke would be a CGI monstrosity, played by Ian Sinclair.
They need to hire Danny Avidan to play Brooke.
What was his name? Shoot. Shoot. I'm trying to remember. The guy who plays Heimdall.
Idris Elba
Idris Elba
as
Bluno. Iron Body.
No, he should play as Mr. One.
Oh yeah, that's better.
I like that a
Get
lot.
fucked.
I like that a lot. No,
Hey!
he's Mr. 3.
So that was our
Yeah,
talk.
Vin Diesel be that guy. Vin Diesel should be Bluno.
Yeah.
There you go.
That fits a lot. Any more thought with Mayhem?
Fuck you.
Leonard Nimoy.
He's dead.
Leonard Nimoy should play Brooke.
Bring it back.
Oh God. Do you have any final thought that you were thinking?
Nah,
of?
it was. I was already thinking like using the what actor as what character.
So I got it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you just bulldozed any other possibility for an idea.
What's next, Mayhem?
What's next is this thing was fast tracked because relevance. We were actually doing this for relevance.
Yeah.
But yeah, so season 2 is very far out. We don't even know when or anything.
In the middle of a writer's strike right now.
Yeah, we don't know when or a possible release date or anything like that. So we're just chilling right now. What's next is just what's ever next on our schedule.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you everybody so much for watching. If you liked it, subscribe for more, and we'll catch you next time. Anything to add, Jinsu?
I'm still not gonna watch this show.
I'm still standing with my dick.
If this comes out same day as the video that's supposed to come out, I think it's Bell. So have fun with that, guys.
Bye. If you want to see more of our content, you can find our YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter on our Linktree at linktree/greenvillains. That's linktr.ee/greenvillains.